Hey, folks. Oh, thank you for telling me. Okay, it's Trey, a Tattoo Squid podcast, here with Joey, So Wizard Podcast. How's it going, buddy?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Wait, that's my line. No, okay. Anyway, it doesn't matter. His background's a lot better than my background, I'll tell you right now. So he's like, you got the Thor hammer and everything else up top. Mine, I got something about a wolf. But anyway,
you're just lucky you can't see the laundry on the floor. That's what the issue is.
I know, same here. I'm like, dude, it's mine. So my girlfriend be like, that's yours.
Don't worry, it's here. It's here.
Okay, we're showing. Mine's here too. Okay. Yeah. People are like, what the fuck is going on here? This is a podcast, not a show and tell. I'm like, yeah, okay. So what's going on with So Wizard Podcast? Actually, let everybody know what So Wizard Podcast is. Oh, there's a burp.
Sure. So Wizard Podcast. We've been doing it since August 2014. It's a nerdy movie review and news podcast. Myself and two of my friends, Marcellus and Aubrey, we review movies and talk about the news that surrounds them. We also have a YouTube channel run by our fourth member, Adam, which has got all sorts of content that is kind of supplemental to the podcast. So you got reviews of movies, you've got interviews with actors, actresses, writers, directors, and some other stuff like unboxings and trailer reactions, that kind of stuff. So yeah, we've been doing it for about 7 years now, and it seems to be going okay. So I think things are cool, and we're just excited that COVID is over. According to the governor of Massachusetts, COVID ended a few weeks ago. So fantastic. Nobody's wearing masks anymore. All the plastic came down at the gym. It's great. And the movies are back. So actual big release movies are back. So things are going swimmingly right now.
Yeah, definitely. Because I think I guess with COVID being where certain work areas, probably do establish, you gotta wear the mask anyway because you're at work still. So that's probably the only time you can be wearing it. But everywhere else, you're free of the mask. Yeah,
I still have to wear it at work. It's still required. We're in a warehouse and it's an enclosed space. So the last thing they want is COVID to get back in the building. And then we are running at 5% capacity of people. So yeah, we still wear it there, but other places, gas station, the gym, it's almost like it's back to February 2020 again. So
yeah,
we'll see. That was fingers crossed.
Oh yeah, that was a crazy time, and I'm like, I was on board with everybody else going I think it was all about this and that or whatever, and then now you think about it, you're like, okay, I'll wear the mask just to be on the safe side, So, but everybody was doing it. I'm like, how can the whole country do it? But I am not really.
I've worked with the public enough to know that I can trust myself, but I don't really trust other people to not be gross. So I know I'm washing my hands, but I don't know if other people are washing their hands, and I'm pretty sure they're not because they're usually pretty nasty. So
yeah, definitely.
We'll take precautions just to be safe.
We put the precautions up, put it right on there.
That's right. I don't mind. I'll wear the mask because I know. I mean, people have shit in the dressing room at clothing stores I've worked at before. Maybe I just don't want to trust them.
And if you watch Ridiculousness, there's even worse places that they shit.
Yes,
especially out of their own car, and it shoots. But anyway, and not scores. No, but right. But I was listening to, like I said, I was telling you off camera as it is. We call it that. I've been listening to the Spiral episode. I haven't seen it per se, but I like the fact that there is we call Chris Rock, and oh god, I'm forgetting. My mind is wiped for some reason. Samuel L. Jackson, and that alone, I'm thinking Rico is good. But I hear that you never watched the Saw movies.
No, this was my first one that we did.
Not to be a dead horse, but I mean, you did say that we caught on your thing, so I'm not going to bring it up. But it's I got like all the DVDs, and I like the whole thing. I forgot who the guy was that guest starred in your show. The
Oh,
one,
that was Brent from Home Video Hustle
yeah,
podcast.
yeah. Oh, that guy's fucking hilarious, man.
That's a
Uh,
great show, by the way, too. Another great podcast you guys can listen to. Those guys are great.
yeah, no, that is like, you gotta listen to that episode, man. That is just phenomenal. I was like, wow.
Yeah, I was excited to check it out because, like I said on that show, like I'm not a big Saw guy. I never watched any of the other movies, but I like Chris Rock a lot. So I liked the whole concept of he had an idea for a Saw movie, approached the producers and said, "Hey, let's make this movie," and they were like, "Okay, that's a cool idea. Let's do it." So
Yeah,
I was willing to give it a chance to check it out like that. It's always good to step outside your safety zone every now and then and check out something you maybe don't
yeah,
100% like invest in. I mean, I could watch, karate movies for the rest of my life, but maybe I'll check out a drama every now and then or something like that. So
yeah. I mean, I'm not, I'm not one for drama. I mean, there's enough
me
drama.
neither, but
Yeah, no, we got enough drama going around in the world as it is, so we could just watch that on the news. But like
right.
I said, I'm not political. I'm not religious. So I don't even like bringing that shit up as it is. So I'm like, because I want to get killed in like the comments, So
Right.
like, you know what the fuck you're talking about?
Ah,
I'm like, I don't want to know what I'm talking about, because this is, my shit doesn't make sense anyway. So,
right.
and
I
it's,
stick to movies.
yeah.
No politics.
Yeah, yeah, safe zones, man. Horror movies for me, comic books, uh, and whatnot. It's like, well, my main things were horror movies, Halloween, was it Funko Pops, camping, like a whole bunch of different shit, like drive-in movies, and honestly, they should bring back drive-in movies.
They just opened one up around here where I live in Western Massachusetts. They just opened one, so it's
Yeah, no,
pretty
I mean,
exciting. I have not been yet, but it's an exciting idea.
I'm just saying, like, when I was a kid, I mean, they had drive-in movies like all the time. We go there, and I think I saw Call the Conqueror. No, that's Kevin Sorbo. The very older one, Crawl, I think it was.
Yep.
With the star that has
The
knives.
star, where you throw, the throwing,
Yeah,
the glaive.
yeah. We call it.
Really bad movie.
I'm a knife guy, man, because I got that shit somewhere hiding in my garage somewhere. But uh, but I saw that movie like in the drive-in, theater, and it was like an awesome thing. Just sit there, you got your own shit, you eat whatever food you got, and hell, you can do parking, and I mean not parking, you can do barbecuing if you want, probably. But now they got these man-made, kind of like drive-in movies, going to like a high school parking lot or some shit,
Yeah.
I'm like, no, just make one and have everybody go in there. That'd be awesome, if they're afraid of this COVID thing, if it's done, yeah, but who knows? But yeah, so we call it Spiral. I want to check out. And I got all the DVDs of the thing. So I'm like the horror guy. So I had to have like some semblance of horror or something,
Interesting that you're into camping, but you're also into horror because,
Yeah.
doesn't usually you get killed when you go camping in a horror
No,
movie? So.
no, not when you start drinking excessively to the point
Okay.
where, it's like, all right, it's not going to hurt that bad.
Yeah. You're not even sport anymore at that point. Like,
Nah,
they just
it's
walk
like,
up to you and stab you.
it's like when you start going camping. I don't know if you ever gone camping before, but
No, not a camping guy.
no, oh man. I mean, like, well, yeah, my girlfriend's the same way. Like her type of camping is motel, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and that's roughing it as it is. I don't want to like throw any the bus, but she'd be like, "What the fuck's wrong with you? You're putting me under the bus again." I'm like, "All right, yeah." But no, camping wise for me, it's like I went years ago, and not to make a long story out of the whole thing, but there was a place called Wamboozy, like Woodstock, but it was a more modern thing. And a friend of mine was like, "Hey, you want to go camping?" I'm like, "All right, I haven't done it since I was a fucking Boy Scout." Sure. And then we went, met up with like 8 other people, and these guys have been my friends for like 30 fucking years. And that's how we met. And we went to the Wamboozy thing. Everybody was smoking whippets and fucking there was a teepee with a fucking lion, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, everybody. And you figure we call it, camping wise, you got people around. And we bring food for, like, if we're going for a weekend, we're bringing food for a week. So, we got enough to, like, give food around. So if anybody's around, hey, come on, we're gonna have a party. Come on, and we invite people over. And we got enough alcohol to last us a month. Just ask the cop that threw us out of one place. But anyway, he's like, what? How many bottles of liquor? And we're counting them, and it was like about 15 bottles of liquor. And all of a sudden he goes, is that it? And my friend's like, we didn't even get to the beer yet. And then we had like 20 cases in the tent, so the raccoons won't have fun.
Oh God.
So it was like that kind of. That's how camping for me is, like, not to be drunk every time going, but now I don't drink anymore. And if I do go camping, I'm like, all right, I'll try to do something. But it is fun though. It is fun, and nice secure area, not with a whole bunch of animals, but I don't want to get mauled by a bear, like one.
Right.
And then also in other news, actually, we could, if you don't notice, and I said this on Twitter, that on Long Island there's a bull at large still roaming around, and nobody hasn't gotten the bull yet. So I don't think the bull has been found. I mean, he's great. He's hiding. He's seen Bugs Bunny. So, he's been watching the Bugs Bunny cartoon. How to fucking hide from everybody. But
how are they not catching a bull? It's not a small animal.
No, it's not. I'm like, it's not really small. And if you see, I've seen pictures of this bull. It's a big black fucking bull. And and I'm like, what the hell? And then there was like somebody that said like a video, and I don't know. It's like they're running down the street. It's going down the street like Pamplona or whatever the fuck it's called. That they're running with the bull. It's just one. And I'm like, but I think the bull. To be honest, I think the bull was supposed to be at a slaughterhouse, like in a certain area, which I didn't know there was one in that area. I used to live there for like a year or two. And he's probably saying, fuck that, I'm out of here, And then,
no one knows where he is now. He could be on a train to anywhere right now.
Yeah, I know. He could be like, just running along the train, like, I'm just going where you guys are going. I'm not going back there. Those guys are crazy. Wheeling machete and everything else. But anyway, so what is going on with So Wizard Podcast? Anything new that you want to out there, or
new and exciting? Well, yeah. I mean, as we record this, we're going to be recording our review of the full season of Loki for next week.
I still haven't seen it. I'm sorry, people, I haven't seen it yet. So.
Next month is got we're gonna be doing the Suicide Squad, Jungle Cruise, Candyman reboots coming up, and then we have our big 7-year anniversary coming up in August. So this year, thanks. 7 years with no weeks off, so we have not missed a single week, regardless of any sort of problems in 7 years. But we always do something different every year. A couple years ago, for 5 years, we went back to our very first episode and re-looked at all the news stories we talked about to see how they actually shook out and what we thought about them 5 years later. We've done things where we brought on guests to make them watch terrible movies. I think we watched The Forbidden Dance is Lambada with our friends Cult 45 podcast, which I don't know if you've ever seen that, but it's horrendously bad. No,
but I had the beer. I had the beer, and it's great.
Yeah. That has Sid Haig in it as a Brazilian witch doctor that helps them save the rainforest with the power of lambada dancing. So yeah, it's a bad movie. They didn't know what they were getting into. But this year we're gonna pick a movie that came out when the podcast had first started, and then review it as if, it's 7 years ago. So we're actually going to do Leprechaun Origins from WWE films starring Hornswoggles.
Okay. You might have a drink with that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that should be interesting. But Yeah,
Hey,
it's
pass me the
cool.
Jack
It's cool.
Daniels. We're gonna need it.
Yeah, seriously, keep them coming. Keep them coming, bartender. Yeah, it's cool. We got those stuff coming up. We got some Comic Cons coming up. We'll be hitting up Terrific Con in about a week up in Connecticut, and we've got Rhode Island Comic Con coming up, and some other stuff that we'll be doing coverage of. So yeah, Awesome Con is coming up in Virginia. Yeah, we got some cool stuff going down.
I gotta hit
But
one of
there's
these.
always stuff. There's always things going on. There's always movies. There's always something to talk about, and we don't miss a week. So we're always there every usually Wednesday, but sometimes on Tuesday night, depending on when the editing's done. So
Yeah, that's
I try to get them out on Tuesday night if we can, because we have a lot of listeners in Australia and Romania and a couple other countries. Ireland, I want to shout out Ireland. Big ups to Ireland. But they're on the other side of the world. So if I drop it on Tuesday at 10 p.m., it's 10 a.m. on Wednesday there for them. So that works out.
yeah, definitely. Yeah. So my question is 1% like something? Because I looked on there and I got all these different countries on it, but they're all at 1%. So I don't know if that's zero, or is there some significance of somebody listening on 1%? So
Yeah, sure. And every listen is a listen, the
but
way
my question
somebody
is
described it.
1% good?
Yeah, sure. It's 1% of your listeners coming from that area. So,
Okay, yeah.
the way somebody described it to me in the best way to like visualize it, because when it comes to podcasting, like a lot of people seem to get this view like, oh, my show doesn't have anybody listening to it, or I only have a certain number of people listening, and they don't realize how small the listenership really is. The average podcast does not have a lot of listens. Not everybody's Joe Rogan. So, 130 per episode. So 130 downloads or listens per episode puts you either in the top 50% or the bottom 50% of podcasts. And that doesn't seem like a huge number. 130 is not a huge number. And in some of these other countries where you see shows charting and stuff, there's small numbers. I mean, we have a great following in Australia, but it's not like thousands of people, but we are able to chart in Australia every week because thankfully to our listeners there. And it's just the way someone described it to me was to think of it in terms of classrooms. So if you were going to give a speech to a classroom and the classroom had 25 people in it, well, that's a lot of people listening to you talk. So if your podcast has 25 people listening to it, that's a full room of people paying attention to you every week or every month or however often you put it out. Yeah. So you just kind of divide up what you have for numbers by that kind of metric, and it starts to look a little more interesting to you. People just tend to psych themselves out a lot of times when it comes to this stuff. And that's why you see shows disappear. Is you're not going to throw one episode out and then immediately be the most popular person on the world. It's a grind. It's a lot of work. I mean, it. I know it. It's a lot of work, a lot of social media, a lot of promoting and self-promoting and appear on other shows and bring people on your show. And it reminds me, I always say to the other guys in the team, I always have the GIF ready on my phone of Alec Baldwin from Glengarry Glen Ross. Always be closing. ABC. Yeah. It's work.
Yeah,
I was in a punk band for, I want to say, how long was I in a band for? God, this is a million years ago, but I was in a band for like 5 or 6 years. And I learned a lot about guerrilla marketing and like do-it-yourself marketing and all sorts of stuff like that from doing that and the grind of it all. So I think that helped prepare me a little bit more for what we were getting into as a podcast. But yeah, I mean, it's just, you just got to keep your expectations tempered. It's fun, man. It's cool. I mean, anybody listens to your show. When I see the numbers come in and I'm like, dude, somebody in Romania like gives a flying shit what me and my two friends thought about Space Jam. Like, what even is this life? Like, what is this? It's cool though. I mean, it's awesome. Don't get me wrong. It blows me away sometimes when I'm like, why is somebody in Saudi Arabia listening to us talk about Marvel movies? Like, what is this life? I don't get it. But
what is these people talking about? We gotta listen.
Yeah, I don't get it. But hey, man, more power to them. We love every single person that listens to the show. So.
I want to see like something like, I don't see like Netherlands on there, but I can only imagine you're like, hey, that sounds great. Okay. But and then strippers in the background. But anyway.
Right. Sounds good.
My kind of place to go to. Hey, hors d'oeuvres, strippers. But anyway, no, but honestly, we call it a friend of mine. He's in the band. Well, not in the band now, but he's been in numerous amount of bands. And he was telling me, he goes, I can't believe how much promoting you've been doing. He goes, I do promoting, but you're doing it 2 times more than, and you never really done promoting. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's just like you have to try to put shit together and do it yourself, I guess,
Yeah, it's a never-ending grind, and some people just don't get it. I hate to do it because it's like goes against my own punk rock ethos, where I'm like, I'm so punk rock, I don't need help or anybody's help. We'll do it ourselves, man. And we're gonna wear spiked hair, and we're gonna wear leather jackets, man.
I can't see you with spiked hair though.
I can't even see myself with hair anymore. I look at old pictures and I'm just like, who is that guy? I don't even remember. But I'll listen to some of those annoying, like more corporate styled podcasts that talk about how to work Instagram's algorithm, for example. And I hate that I have to do it, but I do it because I want to get a little ahead. I want that extra oomph. So it's nonstop, man. It is nonstop. It's always something. It can consume your life. I'll say that, but I don't mean it in a bad way either. Like it's a great hobby. It's a low entry level hobby. I mean, I don't want to make weird noises, but this microphone cost me $10 on eBay 7.5 years ago.
Yeah.
It's a Rock Band from Xbox 360 microphone, and I've used it ever since. The microphone stand costs more than the microphone.
I still gotta get one of those just for the table itself.
For the longest time, it was just I had a stack of Star Wars books, novels, and then I just balanced the microphone on top of it and would just sit here and talk into it. But I decided to, for our 6th year, I decided to step up and get an actual microphone stand. So
yeah, I mean, I got those ones where they're connected to the table, and you see it like Joe Rogan. There's so many shout outs to Joe Rogan right now. It's like,
he's the gold standard. So
he's the gold standard boy that that everybody goes to. Like, listen, hey,
I've never listened to a single episode of his show. I mean, I like UFC. Yeah, I like UFC, and I mean, he seems like a cool guy, I guess. I don't really know much about him, but okay, I don't mind if somebody wanted to give me millions of dollars to do this every day. I would have no problem podcasting for money. Otherwise, I'll just go to work every day.
Good. I know, until we're like 60 something years old, then we're retired. Then we'll think about doing more podcasts. Yeah.
I don't like to say how old I am. I'm cool. I'm hip. I'm down with the youth. Wow and now.
That's the phrase. Yeah, I heard that on the last episode. I'm wow, I'm now, I'm now.
That's right.
Holy shit. I'm like, wow, that's a phrase, man. I gotta, mine's like see on the flip side or something. And that one just gets it. Well, I was like, wow. It's like, wow, now and now. Okay, cool. But so it's like it's crazy what's going on. So your guys are going on to like big the anniversary and everything else that you said that's coming up, and you're gonna do anything like spectacular or something? Because I did like, I don't know if you heard or anything, but I mean, I did like a 100th episode on the first season, and I did like a giveaway. So there was like 3 lucky winners, 2, they replied. The other one didn't reply yet. So I might have to do another drawing for that one. I don't know. But as it is, I got like 3 separate ones. Are you gonna do something like big?
No.
He's like, no.
Well, part of the problem for that too is it's weekly. So by the time we get everything done and the episode's out, like the week is kind of like we record on Monday, podcast drops on Wednesday, and then on Thursday, Friday, I'm already watching the movie to review on Monday again. and the whole time I'm promoting everything on social media nonstop. So it's a constant like cycle. It's a grind nonstop to pump these out every week. So it's hard to like really pause and take a breath and say, okay, we're going to do this crazy special thing. What we'd love to do someday is to do a live panel at one of the local comic book conventions or horror conventions they have around here. There's actually quite a few up in New England. We'd love to do that. The problem is that probably about, I want to say 4 years ago, Aubrey moved from Massachusetts down to Virginia, and Adam lives in Albany, but that's like 45 minutes from here. It's not a big deal. So to get everyone together is a bit of a effort. It's a lot of effort. So it's a dream still to this day, but we'll see. Maybe next year we'll do a live panel. But and then there's also the fear of doing it and no one shows up. You know, you don't want to be like, oh, I'm so excited. Look at our awesome popular podcast, and it's you and like somebody's girlfriend and like a dog, and you're like, oh man, what did we do to ourselves? You know.
All right, who brought the food for Whiskers? Okay.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I going back to being in a band, I've been there. You know, I always still talk to the people I was in a band with, and every now and then they're like, "Oh, I miss it," or "I still got a little bit left in the basement." You know, I still miss playing shows, and I'm like, "You miss playing shows, but you are only thinking about the awesome shows. You're not thinking about driving 2.5 hours in each direction to upstate Vermont to play for 4 people, and 3 of them didn't give a shit that you were there."
Yeah, or 3 of them were drunk, and they're like, "Who's on?"
Yeah, 1 guy sleeping in a chair and 3 people making out on a couch. So I always get worried. I don't want to.
And that's the guy on the chair that they're making out with. Anyway, no.
Right. And I don't want to discourage people from participating in our podcast. But it's tough sometimes. It's tough sometimes to be like, oh man, we're so cool and popular, and then sometimes you get a dose of reality, and you're like, oh, all right, maybe we aren't as cool as we thought we were. So I don't want to ruin it.
I know. Imagine I try to imagine doing like a live thing, but I'm like I said, I was doing a thing on Twitch, and there's a podcast, Trash Panda. They were doing like the Twitch thing, but they were doing it live, and I was doing the texting, like typing shit. So I was doing it. I'm like, no viewers. I'm like, the fuck. I'm like, but I guess I didn't put it out there, like say, hey, I'm gonna be on this time, It's like I was in the moment. Come on, let's go.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's awesome. We could that I'll be part of the panel. I raise my hand. I'll be part of the panel. I'll make the drive.
Nice.
You just tell me when, and I will make the drive to Massachusetts. I said the name right. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, it's an idea on the list. It's on the dream list. So just like when I was in a band again, geez, not to keep going back to being in a band. I'm not trying to relive past glory, but I make a list of things I want to do and things I want out of each thing. And, live panel and going to San Diego Comic-Con are really 2 of the last big things on the list that I feel like I need to accomplish. So that might be next year. We'll see.
I'm hoping for any kind of con. Not a real con, but I mean just a con like Comic-Con or HorrorCon or whatever, not a con from a thief.
Not getting conned out of money.
Yeah, I don't want to get conned. I just want to go to a con, and like a HorrorCon, because there was one. I'm not gonna say it was a HorrorCon, but it was a convention nonetheless, at a hotel area in a town called Ronkonkoma in Long Island. So friends of mine were there, and blah blah blah. Make a long story short, we get there, and it was awesome. It was just like I was like at home. I was like, yes, got the clown mask on and walking around, and they got, like I was telling Josh, there was like a coffin that you can lay in, and they close it, and it makes you feel like you are getting buried alive.
Huh.
And people started screaming, "Get me the fuck out! Get me the fuck out!" I'm like, fuck, I'll go in there, man. That'd be cool. Like, yeah, cool. Playing the music in the background, and but they had everything from guys that dress up like priests that are demon priests, and it's almost like watching Supernatural in reverse. And and other stuff. There's a guy with a puppet, like a clown puppet, shrieking and laughing. And, it was awesome.
Yeah.
I could sit there for hours just watching this shit. But I'd be great. It'd be great as a panel. Be like, okay, I gotta get my memories onto Loki, and which I gotta watch. We've been watching. What was the one that we were watching lately? We've been watching a series. Well, I've been watching Titans. That one's good. I like that. That was like, the set itself, the people dressed up like they were supposed to be dressed up. It's not like half-ass shit,
Yeah.
And like Robin, or Nightwing, the right age and everything else. Starfire, right age. Looks exactly like her, but not longer hair. But hey,
yeah,
and it's this and that. The only one they're missing is Cyborg, I guess. So it's like, they're gonna probably put him in there somewhere. They did. I don't know if you ever seen Titans yet. The
Yeah, I watched most of it. I remember we were at New York Comic Con. When the fuck was that? I think it was the year it came out, because we walked right by the premiere for the first episode. So they had everybody walking down. I think it was a gray carpet, not a red carpet. We were right by there where all the cast was and everything. We were both like, it was me and a friend of mine, and we were both just like blown away by how hot the girl who plays Starfire was.
Oh God, yes.
Because they had at the time they hadn't premiered the show yet, and they just put out some photos, and the photos didn't look great. And then when we saw her in real life, we're like, oh my God, dude, what are they doing? Like, put out some pictures of this chick because she's smoking.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, I think it's been a pretty good show. I like that a lot. Yeah, I finished Loki last week, so that's good. It's just I just watched all of Fear Street on Netflix. If you like horror, there you go.
I mean, that's one day a friend of mine. I did one with Sounds Creepy podcast.
Yeah.
Hers actually, not to interject it with this, but hers coming out like in October. But she did a thing with, she was talking about Fear Street as well. And I was like, okay, I gotta get into that one too.
Yeah, that's a tough one because it came out 3 weeks in a row and they were full length movies. And myself and Adam were like, let's do a review of it for YouTube. We'll jump on Zoom and we'll record it and we'll put it up there. And he's like, okay, I'll watch it and we'll do it on Sunday. And then like Sunday, he messaged me. He was like, you didn't tell me these were 3 full length movies. I was like, well, what did you think they were? He's like, I thought they were like 45 minutes each. Like, no. So we still haven't recorded that yet. That's coming soon. But yeah, they were good. It's cool. It was a cool little horror thing that came out. So made me miss Stranger Things a lot, but
Hey, maybe
that'll
I
be soon
could con my girlfriend to see about Fear Street. I don't know.
Yeah, it's Netflix. That's the best part of it. Is like you just sit down and then.
No, not even TV. That. She's not really a horror person, so that's.
Oh, okay.
So, I gotta like trying to, the word con comes into play again. Like might have to con her into it, but I don't know. Yeah, so Fear Street.
Yeah, we always have to get a guest when it's a horror episode of our show because Aubrey does not do horror movies at all. So
I raise hand. I'll go.
There you go. We'll add you to the list. I've got a growing list. So yeah, she went to see the Halloween remake and had a panic attack in the movie theater.
The Rob Zombie.
We're like, you know what? No more horror movies for you.
Yeah.
No, it was the newest one.
Oh yeah. That Rob Zombie, right? Yeah.
Or no, that was
about the latest one with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Right, yeah, the newer one with her in it. Yeah, we were just like, you know what? No more horror movies for you, thanks.
Because when you said remake, I'm thinking of Rob Zombie.
Rob Zombie one, yeah. I always try to watch stuff first before she does, so I can warn her if she just like, you know what? Never mind. We'll get a guest this week. Never mind.
yeah. Like don't no, you're gonna get stabbed in the eye. Don't look at it.
Yeah. Yep.
That's the other thing we caught. I was talking to Josh from 4 Nerds by Nerds, and they did the reaction to the Halloween Kills trailer, and I was listening to that, and I was like, oh shit, this is funny as hell. Yeah, it's just like I can't believe it's the same shit. Which honestly, if you've been like a Halloween person, watching the movies, the first one's the first one. but the second one is not supposed to be that second one. The second one was the one that's supposed to be 18 years after.
Right.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, I was dumbfounded. I'm like, why didn't they fucked up royally? You know, not to bring it down, but I'm not, you know, you can't really bring down a Halloween movie because
Right.
well,
More than they brought down themselves. I mean,
yeah,
Buster
yeah.
Rhymes like drop kicking Michael Myers or
Yeah, I was gonna mention that. I was like, I love Busta Rhymes, but yeah, that was not in the cards, I don't think.
Yeah, that was always a running joke for us with that newer one was the people at the beginning, they're like, we're from a podcast. We want to talk to Michael Myers. And they're like
Yeah.
bribing the guy with hundreds of dollars. Like, what podcast is this?
You know, it's also like, you know, like you're gonna have like Freddy Krueger, and then, you know, there's Don Dokken from Dokken, you know, playing in a video.
Yes.
Hey, we're gonna control Freddy. And I'm like,
Who were those guys?
yeah, who were those guys? Oh, God, they're holding up
That's the best fucking song, though. Come on.
Oh
That
no,
is
no,
the
I love
best
the
song from
video.
a
I
horror
love
movie.
the fucking video, man. It's just like it's awesome. You know, even though the actress, she's playing into the whole thing, she goes,
Yep.
oh, you know, like yay, you know,
Classic 80s, though. It's classic.
yeah. But you know, it's like I wish I had that hair. I had hair like that, and like you said, it's gone. But
It's gone. Yeah, it's long gone. Long
yeah,
gone. My mullet is long gone. It's not
Halloween
1980s
comes
Gabe
around, we
anymore.
just get the wig, and then that's it. You know, that's okay.
There you go.
So, but as it is, what was the other thing? You know, Halloween. But then, I was telling Josh this week or yesterday, and my mental capacity of this whole thing, I was thinking like doing a part 2 of Freddy versus Jason. You know, because you know there's gonna be a part 2 somewhere down the line. You know, because at the end, I don't know if you've seen it or if you have.
Long time ago, yeah.
Yeah, not remember it or something. But he did, like, Jason had Freddy's head, like, you know, coming out of water, and then he started winking at the camera. So you know there's going to be another one somewhere down the line. So I'm thinking they should have a battle royal of horror icons. You know, just like they do the whole battle thing again. They're in Crystal Lake, but then Crystal Lake is like right next to Haddonfield. And you know, and then all of a sudden there's Michael Myers, and he's killing people, but he has to go against, you know, and this is what my friend says too. You know, it'll be good having Jason versus Michael Myers, who would come out, you know, like that, you know. And I'm like,
yeah, money talks. So I mean, as long as there's money to be made, they'll make it. So.
And then, but then, like Josh was saying, he goes, well, there is something where they had Freddy and Jason fighting, and then somebody or some entity, we call it, sucked them down to hell, and then they're chained to the wall, and there's Pinhead, you know, with the Cenobites and doing their way with the two of them. And I'm like, wow, that one blew my shit right out of the water. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I want the Cenobite that was made out of CDs to like still show up and be like, yeah. His format's obsolete and he just doesn't know what to do. He's just hanging out and bored now. He can't like possess anyone. No one listens to CDs anymore.
Video camera recorder too, you know.
Right. Yeah.
So get him in
that
there,
was always a running joke for us, would be like the Ring. Nobody watches VHS tapes anymore. So what is the girl doing down there in the well? She's just bored out of her mind. Like that's the whole movie. She's just bored and hanging out, like, because nobody will watch her damn tape. No one can. Hey, watch my evil tape. I don't know what do I even do with this thing. I don't know. I'm just like throwing the trash, you know.
Just sitting there going, oh no.
Yeah, just bored.
Yeah, like there's nothing good.
She's down there smoking cigarettes. She's just bored out of her mind, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I drowned. I might as well have cancer. Yeah, okay.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm like, not that smoking is going to cause cancer. Just don't do it.
Right.
Anyway,
I just visualize her down that well, like hanging out, smoking stogies. You know, she sounds like maybe one of Marge's sisters from The Simpsons now. She's like, nobody watches these damn tapes anymore. No. I used to be somebody.
Yeah, we're just doing our own little PSA like G.I. Joe and Masters of the Universe. You know.
There you go.
You know, see, now that I heard that, I was listening to that part too as well. We call it that. You're talking about He-Man, that it was like when you were a kid, you know, like, oh, it just didn't look right, you know, even when I was a kid, you know. I mean, I love He-Man, you know, because honestly, they got that PSA thing at the end too, and kind of helps your shit out, you know, during the time of need, you know. But then when they did the thing with G.I. Joe, which is fine, they did that, but everybody started making fun of it. He goes, hey, to get a kid going, okay, let's get out of the fire. It's like, I'm hungry. I want a bologna sandwich, or something. I don't know. And I'm like, why make fun of it? G.I. Joe's awesome, But Snake
I
Eyes,
love G.I. Joe. I love all that stuff. So
yeah, that's like Snake Eyes. I want to see. Definitely I want to see that. But I want to pick your brain about something. Now you've seen you've seen the G.I. Joe movie. The Chippendales dancer and I forgot the name. That's why I call him the Chippendales dancer. I forgot his name. And
Marlon Wayans and oh shit, what the fuck is his name? No,
that's
you're
what I'm
right.
saying. Chippendales dancer. That's what I'm saying. That guy. Anyway, so
yeah, I know you're talking about. God, there's somebody's watching this screaming at their phone right now.
Like what? That's my name. But I think the last name is Chandler or something Chandler.
I'm looking it up right now.
Oh, okay.
Channing Tatum. There you go.
Oh no, not Chandler, not Friends.
Yeah, it wasn't Friends.
It wasn't Friends. Imagine him. Like he's the Chippendale dancer. Yeah. Chandler's probably going, we could use that in the episode. But no, but so I was watching the G.I. Joe and then Rise of Cobra, the second one and all that. Didn't they have show a little bit of the origin of Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow? And Snake Eyes, not to be politically correct about this, but was a white kid for some reason. But then this one of Snake Eyes origin somewhat, is more Oriental. So which is it?
Well, the original this new movie is not tied into those other two movies, so it's kind of like a reboot completely.
Okay.
And I get some people are upset about it, but the guy playing Snake Eyes in a new movie is really good, and there's just no way they're gonna have Snake Eyes be a Vietnam vet and have the movie take place nowadays. Like, what is he, 75 years old? I mean, it's not going to be a very exciting movie. And then you open up all sorts of things. So do you make people mad that he's not white anymore? Do you make them mad that he's a white guy who's going and appropriating Japanese culture? There's just so many crazy on every side that you can't win. No matter what you do, you can't win. So the important thing is to have a cool movie. So if the movie's cool, everything else falls by the wayside. If the movie sucks, then that stuff starts to get magnified. So important thing is the movie cool? Does it have cool fight scenes?
It does look fucking cool. I'm like, I want to see it. I just, I was thinking, I'm like, man, didn't they have him as a shaggy haired kid? And then now he's, so I was kind of confused. But the whole reboot.
Snake Eyes can be purple if the fucking movie's awesome.
Yeah,
if the movie sucks, then you start to be like, wow, what are they thinking here?
And then you got this guy right here.
That's right.
But there was something else I was gonna mention. I forgot what the other thing was. We're talking about Snake Eyes and shit. That's what happened. I think I'm blonde back in the day, but thank God my girlfriend's outside. She'd be like, what? Somebody smacked me in the back of my head. But in any case, I think that's about it for now, I guess, until we have other shit that comes up. More than welcome to come out on the show again. Let me know, and
always be closing. I'm always around.
And then we'll be doing those Comic-Cons soon,
Yes.
Or horror cons, we're just getting it. Actually, we'll have Aubrey come with us and we'll just hold her hand and it's okay. It's all right. Don't worry. We're here.
It'll be okay. I think she can handle it in real life. It's just something about sitting in the movies, I guess. Maybe it's an excuse. Maybe she just doesn't want to see it. I don't know.
We'll just go there and then we'll go to the movies and then hold her hand and be moral support. Don't worry. It's only a video screen. That's it. Yeah.
That'll be a good debut for our Twitch channel. We can just film Aubrey having a meltdown watching horror movies. So people watch that, right? People watch that.
And then you got the kids down there just watching it. having popcorn, Joe Cola. Yeah.
There you go. People will watch it. But yeah, man. Thanks for having me on. Anytime you need somebody, just let me know. I'm ready to jump on, rock and roll,
Yeah.
and talk whatever. So
Yeah, I want to try to get like a multitude because I did one with
yeah,
Dreppin Stone, and it's just the two of them. So we had like the multi video thing and everything else. So, I want to try to do something like that. So, have like you and four nerds by nerds and Nick. So
yeah.
I want to just try to get like everybody that I have talked to interview wise kind of thing and put us all together towards the end. So my second season, I want
Let's
to,
do it.
I want to, my second season, I want to do like a lot of like Zoom chat kind of like interactions, and then have everybody come back, kind of like,
Yeah, man. We're ready to rock and roll. Anytime you need us, you let me know.
cool, man. All right. So tell everybody where you can be found, or if it's, and where Audrey will be hiding when there's horror stories going on. Yeah.
Not a problem. So Wizard Podcast, three friends discuss the world of nerd, podcasting weekly on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Good Pods, pretty much anywhere under the sun you find podcasts. We're there. Check out our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/So Wizard Podcast. There's hours of free exclusive content there. Like we said, trailer reactions, unboxings, interviews with creatives. It's really cool supplemental content. And we're there every week. And the easiest way to find everything is, of course, go to sowizardpodcast.com. So.
All right. There you go. They put down the skivvies, and not even put down the skivvies, but they just put down the law and everything else, and devil horns, and the latest adventures of the punk rocker. Now he's reliving it now with no hair. But anyway, so this is Tattoo Squid, Dre from Tattoo Squid Podcast, signing off. You know where you'll find me, and I'm like a rash. I never go away. So take it easy and use that ointment very lightly, and and we'll talk about this another time, and see you again there, Joey, not Butterfuco. And then we'll talk again. All right.
Peace.
All right. Take it easy.